Bueno, estamos de vuelta. Tenemos, después de enfrentarnos a mi hermana y matarla, tenemos nueva misión, que es acá, que es ir a la mansión de Lady Ashbury, la pelirroja. Pero antes de ir allá, me gustaría ir a las misiones secundarias. Primero, a la de convencer a Xiaoxun de regresar a Whitechapel. Así que está en el cementerio, así que vamos. Let's go. ¿Será por este lugar? ¿Qué? ¿Qué hacía acá este chabón? Este parece diferente, ¿no? What? Es diferente. Mira. Hijo de puta. Como que está lleno de cosas nuevas.
Go back home, idiot! Watch out! I shall fear no evil!
Pará, flaco. Es un nuevo tipo de cura ahora. Pará, flaco, estaba haciendo el poder, amigo.
Greenwind shall prevail!
¡Mata uno! Ah, no, me está cagando trompada.
It's done for him! Oh my god! Crawl back to the hell that spawned you!
Uno más. Han mejorado los muchachos. Voy a utilizar el poder de esconderme. A ver si puedo. Uy, creo que pasé. Bien, sin que nadie me vea. Acá tendría que estar, sí, señor. Hablemos.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiaoxun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiaoxun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Matthew. ¿Quién es Matthew? A ver, primero esto.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reed.
Yo maté a Matthew. Acerca de la muerte de su esposo.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others.
Entonces no
It's
fue.
a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
¿Por qué se culpa? Mira, recién se...
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
¿No tiene amigos?
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Es peor cuando estás solo. Yo respondería a este, pero al estar sola en el cementerio no es una buena respuesta, porque capaz se queda acá y la terminan matando.
You should not be by yourself. Grief can be a terrible trial, and it's even worse when you're alone.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Porque soy buena gente. Debería ir a su casa ahora, sí. Dejé morir a mi hermana Mary. ¿Por qué le decís eso? No puede quedarse aquí para siempre.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
Usted no está muerta, lamento haberle hecho enojar. Estoy de acuerdo con usted. Usted no está muerta.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
She will rest in this cemetery forever. And I'll spend eternity hoping that she can forgive me.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Bien ahí. Y ahí llegamos perfecto para esta.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead,
Bien.
for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Bien, yo creo que Las que elegimos estuvieron bien. Si elegíamos mal, se iba a quedar y
Goodbye for now.
iba a morir. Estoy segurísima, güey.
The world has gone completely mad.
Si la mato, se olvida la cacha.
This is now.
¿Qué? ¿Y este? Es nuevo enemigo claramente, pero ni sé lo que hace. Cae a trompada. Amigo, qué susto, boludo. Aparecía acá y el chabón estaba mirándome la jeta. Se abrió esta puerta, man. Este estaba cerrado. Y de acá imagino que salió este. No, amigo. Qué susto. Ahora vamos a hablar con el chabón de acá a ver si está.
Good evening, Mr.
I
Swanberg.
do for
Is
you,
it
Doctor.
A ver.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Para un poco. Loretta parece convencida de que lo está ayudando.
Your sister seems to believe this miracle elixir business is somehow doing you good.
Loretta believes that keeping busy is what I need to be happy.
And is she wrong?
My sister is wrong about almost everything. But as long as she thinks she's in charge, she can be nice.
Ok. Tu voz está loco.
Goodbye, Mr. Swan.
Good evening to you too.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I imagine we are all part of some nightmare without beginning nor ending. If only the dreamer could awake.
No entendí nada, amigo.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
How are conditions in Whitechapel at the moment?
I always thought it was my role to reveal what really happens in these forgotten parts of London.
And you're not sure anymore?
Emptied coffins, cannibalism, walking dead. I'm trying to report the truth about what's going on, but no one believes it anymore.
Entiendo.
Mr. Whitaker?
It's father.
Sí, sí.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
Don't you hear the trumpets? The apocalypse is upon us, Dr.
Dale,
Reed.
zafado.
The final battle.
¿Por qué detesta tanto a Joseph Larrebe? Ah, el otro cura.
Tell me the reason why you despise Joseph Larrabee so much, Tobias.
A faithless shepherd is the worst criminal, for he leads his flock to the abyss by disregarding the right path. God smote this man, for he doubted.
I only met him briefly, but he seemed a dedicated man who tried to provide guidance.
Do you not believe in punishment, my son? I am not talking about the law of men. I am talking about judgment from heaven.
Opa. Somos. Creo en la ciencia.
I believe in the logical and factual organization of everything in the universe. God, if he exists, is just a principle waiting to be discovered.
Bien, buena
Armageddon is upon us, Dr. Reed. The final battle where every soul will be weighed. I'm afraid yours will burn for a long time.
respuesta. Te voy a cagar a tu
Evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
How are the conditions in Whitechapel these days?
When I think about all the people who died trying to reach England, it seems we escaped a war just to die on foreign shores, hated by all.
Pará, flaco, ¿qué me increpas?
How is the sanitary situation in Whitechapel?
I'm not easily scared, but crazy killers and armed patrols are lurking about. My son's right about this place.
A ver si vende gente algo
How are the
ocupada.
current conditions in Whitechapel?
When there's more people outside at night than during the day, then you've got to start to worry.
A ver qué vende.
Right then.
¿Qué vende?
Show me what...
Sí, señor. Uy, pero tengo poquísimas monedas, amiga. Tendría que vender este, pero no sé si venderlo. Encima me da solo 31. Está loco. Ay, no me alcanza, boludo, por poquito. A ver. Estas cosas no sé qué tanto me servirá. Este tengo muchos. Tengo 50 de ese. Ahí vendí un par. Mirá, este tengo una barbaridad de cosas. 100 y algo tengo, ¿no? Vendí un par. Espectacular. Re bien.
May I ask,
I'm not bothered.
have you any recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I don't believe in miracles, but it seems the epidemic has been kept at bay for a few days.
A ver, ahora.
Doctor,
How are conditions in Whitechapel at present?
the way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new bloods to replace those tenants I'm losing from this bloody thing.
Cagate, Gil.
Goodbye, Mr. Bain.
Mira, amigo. Mirá, viste, te dije. Esto es nuevo. No puedo ir acá, ¿no? No, es solo ahí. Es para espiar, boludo. Es para espiar.
This is...
A ver.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
When people buy guns instead of medication, it means they have already traded hope for fear in their hearts. In my book, that's never a good thing, Doctor.
Tengo miedo.
How are conditions in Whitechapel these days?
I hear gunshots every night. It's just like the war in the trenches, Doctor. I can't stand it.
No era que no tenías miedo.
Your boy, all right?
No, you boy.
Have conditions improved in Whitechapel?
I'm ready for whatever's coming.
Ah, ¿quién te cree que sos, el Capitán América, boludo?
Goodbye, young.
Yes.
How is the sanitary situation in Whitechapel?
We hold on despite the epidemic. Armed patrols have been seen in the vicinity for a few nights, but they stayed away from the dispensary.
Do you need anything?
¿Cómo están las cosas en el
How are things
dispensario?
going in the dispensary?
Pregunté,
The
solo
dispensary is fine, but the situation in the streets is getting worse. Remember those men who attacked us the first time you came here?
Yes. Have they threatened you?
No, but I heard they now patrol the district every night. I even heard they chase out the sick families.
A la mierda. A ver si puedo mejorar las armas. Eso lo puedo mejorar. El tema es, si sigo la historia probablemente me dé un arma nueva. Pero bueno, vamos a mejorarlo igual. Porque anteriormente me dieron escopeta nueva. Y puedo hacerla a nivel 5, amigo. Sí. Este también puedo mejorarle. Nivel 4. Queda este. Reduce el consumo de resistencia, está bueno. Y absorbe 2.5 sangre cuando el arma dé en el blanco. Aturdimiento o puntos de sangre. Puntos de sangre. Espectacular. Y este nos falta. Nivel 5. Mejoramos las copitas 634 de daño, amigo. Aumenta el daño en un 20%. Aumenta el daño causado en un 10%. Agrega 5 puntos de aturdimiento cuando el arma da en el blanco. No, me convence este. Capaz le agregaría el de fuego, este. Ay, pero le baja el daño. ¿Me conviene? Dejémoslo así. Nivel 5, espectacular. Y este, nivel 4. Reduce el consumo de resistencia. Agrega 3 puntos de aturdimiento cuando el arma dé en el blanco. No me interesa. Ahí está. Porque gasto mucha resistencia usando eso. Mejoramos todo, amigo. Espectacular.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this guard of something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our... well, for your orders, my sweet queen.
I hope the rumors about Clay are true. Otherwise...
Lo contrario. No se dieron cuenta que estoy al lado suyo y no quiero seguir hablando. ¿Era eso?
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
A ver, le preocupa.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
The bodies are piling up, but I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I intend to stay that way.
Bueno. ¿Qué tiene de
Can I
nuevo?
see what you have to say?
As long as you have money, I'll show you.
Para un poco. Che, están teniendo un montón de cosas, amigo. No me alcanza la money. Es re carera esta, boludo. Ahora sí. Este me sirve, este me sirve, este me sirve, este me sirve, este me sirve. Espectacular.
Back, Doctor.
Sí, sí, lo puedo ir.
Are you concerned about the sanitary situation?
It may surprise you, but I'm not. I've heard about the men at arms and the fights between gangs at night, but that's nothing new.
I wish I shared your optimism.
It's not optimism. Gangs have been fighting in this part of town since before I was born. This war will stop when enough blood has been spilled.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
Of course I am. Everywhere's deserted, houses, streets all empty. People buying guns. We hear them go off every night. It's bloody frightening.
Aren't you worried about the conditions here in London?
I've heard armed men have started patrolling the city, even killing the sick to stop the epidemic. Starting to like this city again.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
I never really felt safe in this town anyway. Now's the first time that everyone seems to feel the same way as me.
Is anything worrying you right now?
Gunshots? I hear them every night. Who's firing? Who are they shooting at? That's what's scary.
What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
Aren't you worried about the conditions around here?
Hate everywhere. The city will not sink because of this flu. It's the violence that will finish us all.
La hija está enferma, así que la
Mrs.
curaremos.
Fishburne, are you in need of any medical assistance?
I am afraid I am, Doctor. I don't feel well at all.
Then let me give you a prescription.
I thank you for your generosity, sir. It's something this part of town truly needs.
Goodbye, Miss.
Y ¿Y ese chabón? Mirá lo que hizo, amigo. A ver, nuevo enemigo. Mirá lo que es el bicho, amigo. Ay, la verga. ¿Muere o no muere? Amigo, pero... una cámara lenta que no te puedo ni explicar.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
I cannot say I've heard anything particularly interesting, but I was too busy hunting evil to pay attention.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
It seems the Guard of Prewen has declared war on vampires. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, though.
Really? I thought you'd be thrilled by this news.
The Guard can be reckless. They rush into a fight without thinking. The citizens of London should not be the collateral victims.
A ver, vamos a contarles sobre los carteles que pegamos totalmente sin querer.
I put up your public service announcement. Consider the common folk warned about the vampiric presence.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You may not realize it, but you saved a great many lives today.
Do you really think they could be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Investigación exitosa. ¿Por qué?
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Sean Hampton's shelter?
Those people needed protection. He was the shepherd, I was the watchdog. But I let them down and Mr. Hampton got killed.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
Okay, buena charla.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart. The disease kills so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Too much noise, too much shouting. It keeps me up. Is it really gunfire I'm hearing?
Yo creo que estamos, súper de chill. No le curé a este, amigo, y a este tampoco. Me quiero matar. La puta madre. Vamos a la próxima. Ok, hicimos esta misión. E hicimos esta misión. Falta esta. Que yo creo que necesito alguna llave. Y falta la nota de braille para completar esta. Y en la próxima vamos acá. Subimos de nivel este, subimos de nivel este, subimos de nivel este.